Alright, so I did these brows. This was the first one that I did, first video. So for my primer, I'm using my Sasha Cosmetics Mattifier Primer. And this primer works with whatever foundation I put over it, honey. Like, it is gorgeous. Bye-bye. Gorgeous. So I'm just applying my primer. No, this really does not depend on your skin type, I believe, because the more layers you add, the more I don't really like layers, especially living in Jamaica. It gets really hot really quickly. But think about it, irrespective of four skin types. Zine have combination, oily, normal, and dry. Zine. So because of that, you have different foundations that are formulated for your skin type. Fine, cool. Irrespective of your skin type, you must always moisturize before you put your foundation on. After you moisturize, whether or not you want to prime, that's completely up to you. But a primer just adds another layer to the process, so you don't have the foundation going on your direct skin. So it's kind of protecting your skin somewhat by creating that barrier. In addition to creating that barrier, it's also allowing your makeup to stay on longer. Depending on the use of the foundation, it allows the makeup to not drop into your lines and pores, or to not, not to make them pronounced if it's, one of those primers that you're using. So for me, I like to put my primer all over my face, and look at how matte my face looks. Now, if you want to add another layer of defense, if you have oily skin, of course you can go ahead and set your primer with powder. This does not change anything, honey, except, now I'm gonna say this right here, right now. If it is that your foundation is a little bit too dark for you, I would suggest setting your primer with a lighter color powder, and that can help with the color of the foundation. Because don't make nobody fool you, honey. I used a lighter color foundation primer powder once, and my face was looking, it was looking ghostly. I had to do a lot to bring my skin back together. But yeah, so this is Cocoa 510R, and this is my Huda Beauty foundation. Woo, girl. Oh, my skin type is normal to oily, and I'm telling you, this foundation sits so nicely on my skin. I am in love. It dries down so beautifully. How I'm applying the foundation is I'm pushing it into my skin. I hate to swipe on and wipe on. I don't like it, and that's not how I teach how to apply it either. And this is not how I don't apply it like that as well for my clients. I always push the foundation into the skin because it gives you better coverage, one, and a longer wearability, because you're placing it where you want it to go. So I am actually going to just I actually pull down a little bit when I reach my jawline, and then I just continue to just pat it out. See? So this is what it looks like. No, I'm going to be so honest. I don't think I said this in the video, but I was supposed to show you guys how to color correct, but I forgot to show you guys how to color correct. So I'm going to be doing it on the other side of my face. Okay. So color correction is a whole thing. There's a whole theory on color correction. So I'll be using the Elliot Pro Concealer, and I'm going to be putting this on my dark spots. No, I have not been color correcting for a while because I've been using full coverage foundations. I absolutely have no reason to color correct. Okay, so let me see if I can explain to you guys. So there are three primary colors, right? You have your red, your green, your red, your blue, and your yellow. Okay, now whenever it comes to discoloration on the skin, the discoloration is going to be a combination of those three primary colors, right? So being that I have dark spots, and the dark spots aren't red, nor are they yellow, the only other primary color that's left is blue. So you would say this has like a bluish undertone. I mean, I don't see it, but going by the color wheel, that's what it says. So I'm just letting you know what it says, honey. So because it has a blue, it has a blue undertone, right? So it has a bluish undertone. So because one of the primary colors is present, all three has to be present in order to color correct. All right, so let me just see if I can make that clear. So the color that is pronounced there is the blue, which is the darker color, right? So if it's a darker color, then more than likely it has a bluish undertone. Now if it has a bluish undertone, what two other primary colors are missing? The yellow and the red. And when you mix yellow and red, you get orange, which is why we will use the orange color corrector for darker colors. You can even try this with your tattoos. No, it's fine. With the tattoos as well. Let's say you have a hickey and the hickey is red. What primary color is present already in the hickey? A red. I'm sorry, I'm using hickey. I'm so sorry, but I hope you're nobody's offended. But anyway, so red is present, right? Let's say red is present in the hickey. So then what two other primary colors aren't present? You have the blue and the yellow. When you mix blue and yellow, you get green. So blue and yellow mixed green. Yeah. So you use a green color corrector to correct that discoloration. You know, the H word seems a little bit naughty to me every time I think about saying it. So you can use that for the color correction. So now when you apply the foundation over this, it will not change the color, but I would recommend that you blend this out as much as possible, because if you don't, the color will show through. So blend this out as much as possible, you guys. And that's just like intro to color correcting or color theory. If you want me to do a video, let me know, bubble. Alright, so let's just continue. So as I said, one pump did my face. Now I'm just going to take one more pump, and the orange corrector underneath is not going to interfere with the overall color one bit. It's just helping to correct my my discoloration, my hyperpigmentation, acne scarring, all that bad stuff. So you can be the judge. Of how it looks. I personally love how it looks when I color correct. I feel like it looks fuller, all of that. Now this foundation dries down absolutely beautifully. I love this foundation so much, but I don't know if you guys can see, but I can see like some black marks here because I did not color correct on this side. So I can see some black marks there, but over here it's like completely concealed. So that's what I see. I don't know if you guys are seeing, but that's what I see. But yeah. So I'm going to take two colors to contour. Contouring is not something that you must do. You have to do before you leave out of your house. I can go on the road just like this. But my lifestyle is YouTube and Instagram and brand promotions. So I have to contour whenever I'm doing my makeup. Reason being, contouring was created as a technique that you use whenever you're going under the camera, lens, film, photography, anything like that. That's the reason why the technique contoured was that's what it was birthed, because whenever you put your makeup on, it just looks, it just looks washed out. It looks washed out, but when you contour, it's going to bring some life back into my face. So I'm going to low light with ebony brown, and I'm contouring with black opal foundation stick. You heard that right. I'm using a foundation to contour. It's full coverage, easy to blend, and I'm a black opal OG. I just need to find my color now. I think because the last color I used was what? I think this color is hazelnut, so I really think I'm back to Cara, but I'm not sure. But I think hazelnut is too light for me. This is rich caramel. And I know you're thinking, doesn't that feel heavy? Well, to be quite honest with you, it does not
feel heavy to me because I've been wearing makeup for years. If you're new to makeup, you would probably feel this on your skin because it will be foreign to you. But for me, I've been doing this for years, so I honestly do not feel this on my skin. So for me, this would be like lightweight. Alright, so now I'm going to blend, and I'm going to blend using 2 brushes. You can use your beauty blender, but because the beauty blender is a sponge, it's going to actually absorb the product. What I actually want for this first step is for my face to be as non-movable as possible for the rest of the day, because today is actually sports day at my church, so I'm putting on my makeup to be sports day proof. So I'm using 2 brushes. I'm using this e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush, one of my favorite brushes. I need at least 2 more of these. And I'm using my Pommy Sculpting in Paradise, one of my favorite brushes. I do have 2 more of these. So I'm going to blend out, and I'm going to start out from the edges, because when I start from the edges, I'm getting less product on the brush, and I'm actually just blending it out. See that? Nice and blown out. So I'm going to start from the edges. Edges, 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 edges. If I had start from the inside, I'd have actually picked up color from in here and carried it out here. So that'd been more for me to blend. So I'm going to start from the edges first. Blend out from the edges, and then I'm going to go inside to blend. Oh, and the reason why I contour right here, you don't have to, it's because I love that Cupid arrow, like Cupid's bow look. So I contoured on my face because I don't have it naturally. So now I'm going to go right in the middle now. The middle of everything, and just continue to blend out. So I'm in the middle and I'm patting or tapping, and I'm kind of pushing the product up and out. So I'm going to the sides of my nose a little bit. Take this right on my brow bone, right into the crease. You see, I'm just blending out basically. And that's look like it, Mama. Oh. And trim around to the 2 months. Him sleep as long as he possibly can. Yeah, I'm going to race today. But as him wake up, don't want him bed first, then breakfast. Alright, so we'll have that blended out, sort of. Now we're going to blend out the low light. And I'm going to start on my nose first. Mama, I can buy the black foundation of the, what that name? Living room. So I'm starting on my nose first because there's no product on this brush whatsoever. So when I start on my nose, then I actually have less product to work with. Suppose I did start somewhere else, I'll be taking that product from wherever I started onto my nose, and it'd be more to blend out. Now I am known for like my nose contour not being blended out properly, so this is what I do. So now I'm just blending out everything else. Chance rotted. I forgot to plug in my oil, so yeah. So now when I get to like my face, I kind of like flick it back and forth. Sometimes I push it up into my under eye highlight as well, contour, sorry. So it's blending up, you know. Right, if you go come so I'm plugging over this one. So now it gets to my jaw, right? Most women put it on top, but that's not where I put mine. I put mine underneath so that it cuts off this area. And here looks automatically slimmer. See that? So you're only seeing what is not low lighted. No, come on. If you hear a whirling sound, I actually have the fan on because I am sweating. So now as you can see, it's not fully blended out. So this brush is what I actually use to do my all over face to apply my Huda Beauty foundation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and go along the edges and blend that out. Just along the edges. See? And blend that out. I got a big forehead, so I'm making this tiny one here. So along the edges, and just blend that out. And I like erasing right at my jawline because I don't want that straight line. So like this has like a line. I don't know if you guys. This has a line. So I want to erase that line. So I'm actually going on top to kind of get rid of some of the darker color. Then I'm going in with the same brush I used to blend out everything. And I'm going over the highlighted areas. So everything is blended out. Come back over with my brush, blending out where they meet. And yeah. So now let's set everything together. So we're going to take our Huda Beauty Blondie and Sasha Cosmetics Perfect Spice, and these are both loose powders. You can go ahead and use pressed powder if you have them, but I don't. I have loose powders, and I actually prefer loose powders. No, I like a powder that has a little bit of yellow in it. I know, like everybody likes a powder with a little bit of yellow in it, whatever, you know, but that's what I prefer. And I'm actually going to take my brush for this step, and this is my Marc Jacobs Face 2 brush. This brush broke on me twice, but this brush is also $70. So I'm just going to hold on, let me look to see if there's any creasing under my eyes. All right, we do have creasing. Let me blend that out. So let's move on. So when it comes to my nose, I like using just this powder alone to go all over my nose, because as you can see, the low light is still showing through. So I don't like to actually go back in and low light my nose. You know what I mean? Like add a darker powder to bring my nose out some more, to straighten my nose out some more, because it's hard for me to blend out. So I'm just going in with the powder and applying it on the highlighted areas. And I like applying it on my lid as well, just to make everything look like one. And the shape of this brush is absolutely phenomenal. I love it. It just fits perfectly. So again, you can see like my cupid's bow here, and my nose is still very nicely contoured. So I don't need to go in with a darker powder. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go on my cheekbone, even though I low light it there, and I go around this area too, right beside my chin. Get that area, and on my forehead as well, going further up on my forehead. So I'm going outside of the highlighted areas, and you can see as well, it's giving this gradient look. Oh my god, oh my god, I love how I do my foundation. Baby bubble beep beep. So now I'm going in with Perfect Spice, and I'm using the same brush. So I'm going to tap. You can't see that. God is going to tap and then kind of blend it off, or like shake it off a little bit in the cover. And I'm going to apply right under here. So I'm applying underneath where I low lighted. I'm applying right on top of where I low lighted. Now remember, this is also my all over face. And even though it's powder, I can still use it to blend. You see how my face looks nice and contoured? It just looks so much better than what it did like before. It looks way better. So going back in with Blondie. And I'm like super setting everything. Alright, so that's it for today's tutorial. Next, I'm going to walk you guys through highlighting, eyeshadow, as well as lashes. So I have 3 more videos that we need to do. So again, thank you for your love and your support throughout this series, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.